So Power of the Primes Nemesis Prime has had all kinds of weird news dropping over the past couple of days. It's kind of reason why I've delayed the news up to this point about it, because a couple of days ago, April 13th, on one of Weibo's message boards, a whole bunch of information and pictures of the back of the packaging of this leader class Nemesis Prime showed up, but it got like all the image was like they blurred out and they covered up all the pictures and they only showed the bio and the names of some of the characters, and it was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
and
very
then
weird.
and then a couple of days later, on the TFCN group on Facebook, showed a whole bunch of completely uncovered stock images of everything, except the back of the packaging, but not really necessary at this point. So now we have a 100% clear look, head to toe, up to down, every single mode of leader class, Power of the Primes, Nemesis Prime, including its packaging, its box art, the whole 9 yards. And it also even confirms the name of his little bird partner that we were speculating, which is even a cool little homage. We'll just break through it, really. So first what we have is we have the bio that talks about how it's an evil clone of Optimus Prime. The one thing that's interesting is they don't mention the name of the smaller version, like how this is Nemesis Prime. They don't say that this is, a Nemesis Pax. I don't even know what you would call it. Evil Pax. But the Orion Pax right now doesn't have a name attached to it, and they named the bird sword thing, which is named Giza, and Giza was actually a homage to, oddly enough, a other Nemesis Prime toy, which was way back in 2012 on the Transformers Prime Japanese side of things with their Arms Micron line. They had a black repaint of Optimus Prime from the Transformer Prime series called Nemesis Prime, and he came with a Arms Micron that was a bird that transformed into a sword for him. So it's kind of interesting that there's that connection there, kind of keeping that part of the mythos of that character, which up to this point really hasn't been a thing. He comes with a matrix. In this case, the matrix in this version here is called the Dark Matrix of Leadership, so they didn't really give it a fancy name or anything. From the pictures, from what it looks like it just is a straight-up repaint of the matrix that has come with Optimus and Rodimus up to this point, so it's not a new mold or anything. As we mentioned before in the previous talk about this, he does come with the sword that turns into the bird that turns into a sword, another sword that has like red on it, that's just a standalone sword,
Which
and
is what you usually get when you do a Nemesis Prime. You got
which starts all the way back from the beginning with Black Convoy. Yeah,
you got to get the red chest going, the windows, and then red sword of some kind.
Yeah, which oddly enough, the Japanese version of Scourge, aka Black Convoy, had more of a pink. Yep. But it's one of the few times, actually, if you're going to get Scourge or Black Convoy from Car Robots, the American version is actually the better one, oddly enough. The Japanese version is a little more pink, and it's not as menacing looking. Another thing that's pretty cool, and again, we mentioned it before with the previous reveal of it when it was on the Russian website, was his two wrist cannons that are very Armada Optimus Prime looking, or if you could see it as Power Master Optimus Prime if they were on the shoulders, but because they're on the wrists, they're very Armada Optimus Prime looking, and that led to some speculation by some people going, well, he has this sword here that's very the Star Saber sword from Transformers Armada. Now he has these two wrist things that are like Transformers Armada. Maybe there's a Transformers Armada repaint in the pipes. I don't really think so, but that's some speculation that some people have.
I didn't even think about that.
That's one way to look at it.
How many years does Armada have to going to being 20?
It was 2001, I believe. 2001, 2002. It's still a while to go.
Yeah, so maybe down the pipe, it's possible.
I think the next time we're gonna see anything majorly from Armada actually will probably be in a Masterpiece, because when they did a vote a while back, obviously Star Saber won that vote, and we ended up getting Star Saber.
Right.
But second place was Armada Optimus Prime.
Oh.
So, and I think it's mostly because that toy needs an update, because
yeah, that's true.
Mainly by design. But anyways, one other thing to note too is, again, going to that Orion Pax smaller robot mode, so we do have a good shot of the head here. The only thing that's kind of disappointing was I was really hoping for a really 100% interesting, unique head here. It really looks like they just kind of took the larger robot head and just kind of got rid of some of the angles that made it like an Optimus Prime looking face. I was kind of hoping for something a little more shattered glass, maybe a mustache, or I don't know, just something with an evil smirk or something, just not another
Something similar to the Rodimus one, I guess.
Yeah,
in the sense where he got a goatee.
It's just in this case, it's like, because you look at the larger robot's head, and then you look at this one, the smaller robot's head, and they're very similar. They're very similar. Where the Optimus Prime, because it's Orion Pax Optimus Prime, there is major differences here. But otherwise, it looks really cool. I really dig what's going on here. The only issue is that we still don't know what this is going to be in terms of release. If it's going to be retail, if this is going to be an exclusive item. Judging by what's going on from the Hasbro side of things when it comes to their other brands, I know that they've been doing a lot of stuff with Walgreens recently. From like, let's say, Star Wars and My Little Pony. They've been doing a lot of exclusives with them. Obviously, it's not going to be a Toys R Us exclusive at this point. The only other one I can think of, and it's the one that people really don't want to hear, but we've said it before with the past one, possible SDCC exclusive, San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, well.
And again, that would make a lot of people unhappy, because that would make it exceedingly difficult. And now whatever the leader class price point you would have been expecting to pay would now be bumped up a little bit, just because it's an exclusive. Add with the fact that if anyone scalps it on eBay, so. But it's
do those things usually pop up? Let's see. On Hasbro's site, like post.
A lot of times, Hasbro Toy Shop
something?
does. A lot of times, Hasbro Toy Shop now gets supplemental stuff. I know when HasCon passed, that was the case. But the problem is, it happens at like 1 p.m. during the day when you're at work, and then by the time you notice it at 5 p.m., it's sold out. So it's something that it does show up online directly from Hasbro, but it's one of those you blink, you miss it kind of things. I know that happened, again, with the RC specifically from HasCon, and I know that the Charger didn't do well, so that's still, that sat around for a while. But I know the RC that disappeared very quickly. But yeah, this is really cool. This is really awesome. I'm digging now that we have a better look at it. Some people asked, and the last time we talked about this when it was first revealed, they asked what's the story with the cannon on his back. That's just the regular Optimus Prime gun.
Yeah, it looks like the regular gun, and
that came with the original one. Yeah,
that's what I'm assuming.
I think people didn't realize that when they were looking at it. They're like, "What's that on his back too?"
Because like, you can kind of see it towards the tail end kind of thing.
Yeah,
like the regular butt of Prime's gun kind of thing.
But really cool. I'm digging it again. But my only question right now is, where are we going to get this? And that's the big burning question.